Hi, Suey. So I see three of us here, and this is my first time doing a live stream. I'm a bit nervous, and I'm not sure how to see who's here. So unless you let me know that you're here in the chat, I can't acknowledge you. Don't know if there's a way to see, but so I'm gonna put something in the chat in case people hop on and want to share what you're reading today. I have two books for the sprints. I think I'm going to start with Franny and Zoe by J.D. Salinger. And I've been listening to the audiobook of Out of Darkness, but this is a really challenging book. I think I'm feeling like I need something a little lighter today, so I might just stick to this one. Yes, this one is a Prince Award winning book. It's also a banned book, which is why I picked it for the Books and Bocadillos book club for August, because it's YA and it's banned. And it's an award-winning book, and it's really, really good. So far, it's like really well written. I am really enjoying it, but it is very challenging. There's a lot of trigger warnings in this one, really sensitive things. I think that's why it's been banned, is because it does talk about child abuse. So it can be very triggering. I want to say that the reason why it's banned is because of the child abuse in the book. I haven't really read to see what people are saying, like people who are arguing for banning. I don't agree with banning books because of content. I think the content is important, and the story it's historical fiction, so it's based on like real events, like a real story based on something that actually happened in East Texas with the race riots and racial discrimination. So I don't know how I don't like that it's banned, which is why I want to read it and promote it. But it's a heavy book. I would say this is more for older YA. I think this would be really difficult for a younger reader to read. So far, I would say I'd recommend it to someone 15 and older. I wouldn't recommend this to someone who's like 13 or younger. I'll put the answer in the chat. just in case anybody shows up and is reading the chat and wants to catch up. So these are the books that I'm sitting with today as I'm talking to you. And I'm going to probably start with this one. I figured we can wait a few minutes, see who joins, and then we can start reading. I have a poppy soda, and my snacks for now are these CST cookies and a chocolate bar in case I need something for the sweet tooth. Oh, I heard you talking about that, Suey, in your one of your last videos about the Yumi and Comic Con. That sounds like a really fun book. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about it. I also think it's really cool that you got some really interesting YA options for, is it UGUST, where you read independent authors? I need to look through the indie author list to discover some authors. I've also never been to a Comic Con, so that sounds really interesting. I see pictures of people going to Comic Cons and they look like a lot of fun. Okay, so Sui says, yes, indie authors in August is another event people are doing this month. They found a couple of authors I've met and or sort of know to support for that. I missed that. I didn't know about Indie August until I heard you talk about it in your video. And I am interested in learning more about indie authors. I have some indie authors that I've supported and I've bought, but not YA. So I think that's an area that I'm not really familiar with. So I'm interested in getting some recommendations. Hi, the Reading Wordsmith is here. Thank you for joining us. Comic cons are so fun. I bet they are. The pictures look really cool. I haven't been to San Diego's big one, but have been to the one here in, what is SLC? Salt Lake City. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so I get the being between several books. I was talking about being between these two for now, and this one I have an audio but it's a bit heavy. It's a bit a difficult read, and has a lot of trigger warnings and more mature themes for a YA book. So I feel like I need something lighter today. So I'm reading Franny and Zoe by J.D. Salinger. Yeah, I think Comic-Con is going to be a bucket list item for me. It would be really fun to go to one. When I was doing that tag video maybe last week, I think it was, in which we were the question was about festivals. I think it was the summer, 101 Days of Summer. And the question was, there's a booktube meetup and everybody dresses up like a festival, like a big YouTube festival, and people dress up as a literary character. Who would you dress up as? And I mentioned Lobisona. I haven't read Lobisona, but her hair looks really cool. So maybe I think that would be one that if I actually ever did go to a Comic-Con, I'd want to learn more about that character and maybe try dressing up as Lobisona. So Franny and Zoe, I don't really know how light it's going to be, but it's short, and I think it's going to be easier to try to get through, and I'm going to feel better about it because I'm into like however much time we have left. Like if we read for like an hour, I think I'm going to make good progress. Whereas if I read this one, it's like a big book. It's one of my big books of summer. And I'm not going to put too much of a dent in it. So I think I need to feel better today. And I'm going to go for this one. I will report back. Summer semester finals. Congrats, though. You finished. Yeah, I'm still catching up on tags and watching my friends' videos. I feel like a bad friend because I'm so behind on watching my friends' videos and commenting. Suey, I know I told Suey I was going to comment on her videos. I watched them, but I didn't get a chance to comment, and I haven't been able to go back and comment. It's been a busy season. I always wish summer were like a time to slow down and catch your breath, but I feel like this last month has been really busy. Okay, so I think we're all here to read, and as people show up, I think we'll start reading in about 3 minutes at 4:45, and we can read for about half an hour, and then we'll come back and talk about what we're reading. So we'll read from 4:45 to 5:15. So we have time, a couple of minutes to get something to drink. I'm drinking a poppy soda. This is cherry limeade. I'm not a big fan of cherry, but it's not that bad. It's actually okay. Ooh, graphic novel. I'm curious about your graphic novel. I think graphic novels are really fun to read. I have a couple that I would like to read for UGUST. One of them is The Princess and the Grilled Cheese. Good luck. I hope your grandkids get all the rest they need while we're sprinting. Yeah. Well, I guess maybe we'll both be reading it for August. That's part of my poker hand. I haven't done my TBR video, but I'm hoping that either tonight or tomorrow morning I'll be able to film my TBR. Hi, Ellen. Welcome. I'm so glad you joined us. Oh, Astronautical. It's the name of the graphic novel you're reading by a small press in Canada. I've heard of Astronautical. I have heard of it. I think it was on a list I read online, but I can't remember the author or the cover. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. So please report back and let us know how Astronautical was. All right. So, hey, Sean. We're about to get started reading. So we're going to start reading. I'm reading Franny and Zoe by J.D. Salinger. The Reading Wordsmith is reading Astronautical. Let us know what you're reading. And we'll be back to chat some more about what we're reading at about 5:15, so in about 30 minutes. Yeah, this Franny and Zoe is my pick for the Pedro Pascal, Dear Pedro Pascal, Your Perfectathon. It's one of the books he recommended, so I picked it up based on that recommendation. I'm looking forward to it. All right, well, I'll let y'all keep on in the chat. We'll be back in about 30 minutes to talk about what we've read, what we're reading. Happy reading, y'all. Welcome to August. Hi, it's 5:15 and I told you that I'd come back on to check in to see how the reading's going. Okay, since we last spoke, Sean and Ellen joined us, and Ellen was going to grab Heartstopper, Volume 2. I love Heartstopper. It's like the coziest thing ever. So I'm reading Franny and Zoe, and I'm just taking a pause here on page 19, almost done with this page. It's split in two. So it's the first part of it is Franny and the second part is Zoe. I'm wondering if Franny and Zoe know each other, or do these stories connect? I don't know if you've read this book. I am also wondering about like, this book was published in 1955, and these kids, I say kids because they're college students, so they're in college, and the first section is Franny and Lane, and they're dating, and they're on a date, and they're smoking and having martinis. And I was thinking about if you're 18, 19-year-old, like at that time, people used to smoke very young, and I don't think that, there were the laws about tobacco and alcohol consumption for young adults and teens. But yeah, it made me really think back to, even I'm 43, so even as far as I can remember, younger people in their 18, 19-year-olds, maybe even 16, 17-year-olds, able to have a beer or smoke a cigar or cigarette. So anyway, I was just thinking, these characters feel very old to me, but they're so young. But they feel old because they're doing things that adults do, not teens or, later teens. This is definitely an older YA. I mean, it's more of a coming of age. We didn't have YA in 1955, so it's not marketed YA, but I knew it was younger college age students. So picked it up for this reading sprint. But I don't know. Anybody have any thoughts on what you're reading? So Jackie is on page 60 of Astronautical, and it's cute so far. Oh, I love that. I'm happy to hear that it's enjoyable. Yeah, I agree, Jackie, that college age is now more new adult. It's kind of starting to separate, I think. It's hard to tell with YA is just so broad, and I think Suey was mentioning in a video only that thing about young adult is that some of it is so gritty and so for older teens, maybe early 19, 20, 21-year-olds, and they're more coming of age, and such a broad age group, nobody reads the same, from a 13-year-old to a 18, 19-year-old. So it'll be interesting how marketing changes and labels continue to change and evolve. Suey got to page 26 in her little book. All fluff and fun so far, for sure. Yeah, I think fluff and fun is good. I feel that vibe today too. So you're reading that book about Comic-Con, and Ellen got halfway through Heartstopper 2. Congrats, that's great. I haven't started Heartstopper 2. I've only read the first Heartstopper in the series, and then I got hooked on the Netflix adaptation. Oh, I bet it's so cute. Yeah, Suey. Fluff and fun is a good thing. Jackie says she needs to reread Heartstopper 1 and then continue on. Yeah. I feel like I need to reread Heartstopper 1 too. It's been a little while. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Heartstopper is a very rereadable series, even if you know, like if you've watched the Netflix adaptation or you've read it. It feels rereadable to me. Like I would want to reread that first Heartstopper. You know, the last time I felt that way about a series, Ellen, about like to the second one as soon as possible. To me with the series was with Aya. Have y'all read Aya? I felt like it ended in such a like cliffhanger telenovela kind of way that I felt like I immediately needed to get the next one. And it wasn't available at the library, but I'm glad that Heartstopper is popular enough that probably more accessible. But I love that feeling of reading a series and wanting to continue like with the next one immediately. It's a good feeling. I wish I would have prepped some snacks. I mentioned earlier I just have a chocolate bar and some tea, so I might grab some of these in a little bit. But as I was getting ready to hop on here, I thought like, oh, I should have baked something. That would have been fun. I'm wondering if anybody has anything that they're snacking on that's hitting the spot. Yeah, that series, the continuity from one book to the next it makes it feel like it's all one. Well, happy reading and happy snacking. Ooh, a glass of red. That's nice. Well, whatever you're drinking, cheers. I'm just drinking this poppy soda. It's kind of early here, so. Okay, well, we'll get back to reading in like at 5:30. So if whatever you need to do, you need to take a rest break, walk around, refill your drink, the snack. We'll do that now. Hi. So if you just joined us and you don't know what we're doing here with this live, we're reading. We're doing a reading sprint for UGUST. UGUST is a reading event in which we're reading YA Lit. I have a couple of books that are YA here. I have the Out of Darkness. It's a Prince winner. I'm listening to the audio and I thought I'd hop in, but I'm kind of feeling like I want something lighter. So I'm reading Franny and Zoe. Others are reading some graphic novels, indie authors. So we're just hanging out, reading, sipping on whatever it is, just enjoying the summer vibes. And we'll get back to reading in about 5. If you need to grab a snack or refill your drink or grab another book, feel free to do so. We're just hanging out. Very relaxed vibe here. So welcome. Feel free to just kick back and pick up a book. And even if you're not reading YA, that's okay. Whatever you have that you want to read, you're more than welcome to join and let us know what you're reading in the chat. So I guess the next reading sprint will go from 5:30 to 6. So we'll get started reading in a few minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, and read for about a half hour. Oh, well, good night, Ellen. Thanks for joining us. Sweet dreams. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Okay, I will be right back for some more reading. Hi, welcome back. I just finished Franny's section of this book, and I'm like a bit freaked out. I'm really, really wanting to continue on with Zoe because I want to know if this ends here, like Franny's section just ends, or am I going to get more about Franny? I have a feeling this is going to be like Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto, where you get really into a story and then it ends, and then the next one is not a continuation, it's a different character altogether. But it's been fun reading so far. I feel like in this book, it's just a really interesting reflection on identity and developing like identity and having a conversation. Like this feels very relevant, like a conversation you would have about your beliefs and your about like what life experiences when you're young, a young college age student, you know, what has shaped you. And it's been really cool because I didn't know some things. I learned some new things. I looked words up in the dictionary that I didn't know, and I learned what a swizzle stick is. Never heard of a swizzle stick, but apparently it's a stick that you use to stir like a spirit, like a beverage, like a cocktail. I didn't know they were called swizzle sticks. I'd never even like thought of what to call them, but that's where I'm at with Franny and Zoe. And Jackie, you're up to page 100 of Astronautical, and you think it's perfect for young children. I will look it up. I've heard of it, but like I said earlier, I can't even see the cover in my brain. But I'll definitely have to check it out by your recommendation. I'm wondering how many pages Astronautical is. Like, are you about halfway or less than halfway? I'm going to look up Astronautical while I'm here just waiting to chat. Cool. I like the artwork. A fun and twisty middle grade graphic novel debut about an intergalactic rescue mission for fans of Steven Universe and Zeta the Space Girl. That looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to see if I can find it at my library. we're on a break from reading if you're just joining. I've been reading Franny and Zoe, and I just finished Franny's part, and I'm looking forward to jumping into Zoe, the Zoe section. I learned what a swizzle stick was, and I'm just here to chat. So if you want to talk about what you're reading or what you want to read or what you're looking forward to with UGUST. So Suey, you got to about page 50? Yeah, with a baby, with feeding a baby, it's a lot. It's good progress. So you're halfway through the novella. That's great. You're almost there. You just got the baby to smile for the first time? Oh my goodness, congrats. How sweet. I love that. That definitely makes your day, I'm sure. So Jackie, your graphic novel has 239 pages. So you're about halfway, more or less? That's good progress. Yeah. So we have about maybe like 20 more minutes, and I'm just here to chat. I almost kind of don't want to jump back into Zoe because I'm going to want to just sit and finish it. And I'm going to need more than 20 minutes to do that. But I'm just here for anything you want to chat about. In regards to UGUST, I am going for a royal flush. Like I said earlier, I want to do my TBR video, but I'm looking at a royal flush, and then maybe if once I finish it, I could start on a 4 of a kind. So he wants to know how far you managed into your Becky. Yeah, and I've also added astronautical TBR. I'm gonna look for it at the library. Yeah, y'all both managed halfway. Ellen finished, I think she said she finished the first volume. I'm under halfway, but I'm at least done with Franny and onto Zoe. All in all, it was a good reading time. I never set one up on my channel before, so this is like something for me to celebrate because I was really intimidated and scared coming into it. But yeah, they can be fun to join. I just feel so happy that we got to be amongst friends, and it's not too many, so it's not going in all sorts of different directions. Yeah, reading sprints are fun. I would do them again. I need a bookmark because I didn't bring one with me. I don't see anything here that I could use as a bookmark, but I'm wondering what you all have as bookmarks. Are you using anything unique or exciting as a bookmark? It can be scary to go live alone, but it's relaxed environment and allows for real-time connection, which is nice. Yeah, I was really nervous going live today, but I'm so grateful that everyone here so far has just made it really, really easy and relaxed. So I didn't feel like I had too much pressure. So I'm grateful to you for joining for this live. You're having bookmark stress too. Yeah, my book is just like this because I don't have one, and I need to find a bookmark, but I can't see anything here that will work. Maybe this chocolate. Usually, sometimes I'll use these chocolate wrappers, but this one still has a chocolate bar inside. But I'm just wondering if anybody has anything fun. You have a book of the month bookmark? That's cool. I've had a couple of them, but I keep losing them. Ah, Stray Kids. That's so fun. Stray Kids ticket. That's really, really fun. A confession while we were reading, I was thinking about that annoyed book tag a while back that was going around where it's asking like annoying things that readers do with their books. And I remember some people kept saying that doing this is really annoying to people. So this is my book. It's not a library book. I usually go like that, but I was thinking about like, oh, I don't want to stress anybody out. So I'm not going to fold the cover because I didn't want to create any unnecessary stress for anybody. But I did think about that, and I just kept thinking about needing a bookmark. Suey, I would like to see a photo of your bookmark. So maybe you could post one on your community tab. I would love to see that Stray Kids ticket bookmark. That sounds like a lot of fun. Jackie says, I have a bunch of book of the month bookmarks that I use on the go, or if I just want one that I don't want to worry about bending or getting damaged. Yeah. That's a good idea. Oh, I don't know. You could put it in the chat. Go for it. But it'd be fun to see a picture of your cool bookmark. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played around with the chat. I see maybe I can add something. I think I can add stuff, but I don't know that you can. I don't have any cool pictures to add right now. Yay! Thank you, Suey. So I'll be hanging out. If anybody wants to put any questions in the chat, or we can chat for a little longer. I'll have to leave in about 10-ish minutes or so, because my husband is waiting for me to go get dinner. Yes, I know. Me too. I'm looking forward to finishing this chat and going to check out Suey's bookmark. Cool. Well, we'll both be out having dinner, so enjoy your dinner. I guess if there's... Oh, okay, cool. Question. What was your favorite July read? That's a good question. I'm trying to think of all the books I read in July. I feel like July was a really good reading month for me. I read a lot for the BookTube prize, but I'm not allowed to talk about those books yet, I don't think. So I read a lot for that. What else did I read? I read Emma for Jane Austen July. Oh, I read Untamed Shore by Sylvia Moreno Garcia for the Books and Bocadillos book club. I think maybe that's my favorite thing I read in July was Untamed Shore by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Like off the top of my head, not counting the BookTube prize, I'm going to say probably Untamed Shore. And Suey, oh, My Friends by Frederick Bachman, that's on my list. I really want to read that too. Everybody's been raving about My Friends. Yeah, timing is everything. I think sometimes books don't come at the right time, or you need to be in the right headspace for them. So I hear that too about waiting to pick a book up. And speaking of picking up books, I am really excited because I have some pre-orders. I have a couple of pre-orders that were coming in August. I think one of them is at the bookstore waiting for me to pick up. and the other one hasn't arrived but should be arriving in the next week. So I might be able to make it to the bookstore after dinner and get one of my pre-orders. And Jackie's favorite read was Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to look it up. Can't Get Enough. Oh, cool. Ooh, this looks really good. Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan sounds like a really good book. Thank you for the recommendation. I'll have to check it out. It sounds really good. I'm just reading the summary here on my phone. I like reading young adult books in the summer, but I also really enjoy romance in the summer. Oh, it's good to know that it's part of a series. I didn't know that. Okay. Thanks for that recommendation then. I'll pick it up. And I'll have to check out the Skyland series. I was not familiar with this author, so thank you. I love hearing about new authors and new books that are new to me. I see that there's an audiobook for it, and the audiobook has like a cast. So, and it has 4.9 stars on audio. So I'm wondering if maybe I should check it out on audio. Okay. I'm glad to know that you recommend the audiobook. I think it looks like there's a couple of authors. Maybe two narrators and then the author as well. I think maybe the author might narrate a bit of it, but I'll check it out. Thank you. I'm excited to hear back about how that novella goes, Suey. It sounds really interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts once you finish. I'm looking forward to coming back later and reading the rest of this book too. It's also a novella. So This is my second UGUST book. I read Dear Mr. Henshaw, or I listened to the audiobook of Dear Mr. Henshaw yesterday, narrated by Pedro Pascal. And these two books, like I said, I'm also reading for the Pedro Pascal readathon that Crystal at the Channel Fiber Artsy is hosting. Suey, what's the name, the full title of the novella? Me and Comic Con by Teresa. You, Me, and Comic Con by Teresa Richards. I'm also going to look up this indie author August event. I never heard of it, so I'm interested in learning more about indie authors and some good recs. Do you have it as an ebook, Suey? I think I am subscribed to Kevin Tools. I'll double check that and go check out the announcement for that indie author event. Okay, you have the print that she was giving away at the conference that you went to. And then I see, Jackie, you are saying that if we like LGBTQ plus romance, cozy fantasy, you recommend Thea Hawthorne's books. Okay, that's another author I'm not familiar with, so I'll definitely take that down as well. Thea Hawthorne. Found it. Thea Hawthorne. Is this series, I'm wondering, yeah, Muses of Esk, 3-part series, it looks like. Okay, you can read them out of order. Australian author who's written novellas and a full-length novel. Okay, adding to my TBR. Under BookTube recommendations, I have a list of books that are recommended through BookTube. I'm going to check out, see if Yumi and Comic Con is here. Yeah, so I found it. Yumi and Comic Con, a novella by Teresa Richards, is available on Kindle for $2.99. Well, we are at 6:30, so I don't want to end, but I'll have to because I have someone waiting for me to go get dinner. But thank you all for joining us. It's been fun. I got some new book racks. We all got about halfway or a little under halfway in our reading. I'm so happy you joined. Thank you so much. Yay. This was fun. Thank you. Happy August and happy reading. Hasta la próxima. Bye, y'all.